Imagine a team operating at peak efficiency. Sprints are perfectly sized. Code deploys on a flawless schedule. Every engineer is fully utilized, shipping features relentlessly. But look closer at the business. Despite this engineering output, core metrics like retention, revenue, and market share remain entirely stagnant. This is a widely recognized organizational failure mode, known as the feature factory. It happens when a team functions as an assembly line, dropping generic features into a void without generating real business impact. The trap usually starts with a misconception at the leadership level. Teams believe that holding a prioritized list of features, a roadmap, means they possess a product strategy. Output does not equal outcome. Without a framework of hard choices to guide those features, teams are simply building efficient roadmaps to nowhere. We have to separate operational artifacts from strategic frameworks. A roadmap only answers the what and when of software delivery. It can't answer how to win. A common mistake is confusing a top-level company goal, like a target to increase revenue by 20%, with the actual plan to achieve it. A target is a destination, it's not a map. True product strategy serves as the required connective tissue. It links the high-level corporate vision directly down to the daily execution of the engineering teams. Strategy is defined by exclusion. It requires articulating exactly what markets, customers, and features you will ignore to engineer an advantage where it matters. This pillar represents the product strategy stack. It begins with the top layer, company mission. Below is company strategy. Next is the critical bridge, product strategy. Finally, product roadmap and goals. Watch what happens when this bridge is missing. The operational layers collapse. When a product manager struggles to prioritize between two competing features at the execution level, it's rarely an operational problem. It's a symptom of a fractured strategy layer above them. You can identify bad strategy by its reliance on ambitious language that completely ignores the reality of market competition. Bad strategy refuses to make trade-offs. It results in a laundry list of priorities that attempt to please every stakeholder across the organization simultaneously. This matrix contrasts the two approaches. Good strategy acts as a diagnostic tool. It targets specific leverage points, acknowledges market reality, and forces hard choices. To achieve this, executives must define explicit non-goals. Declaring what the team will not build forces focus and allocates limited engineering resources. Good strategy is inherently uncomfortable. It requires disappointing internal stakeholders today to guarantee the company maintains market leverage tomorrow. The mandate of the product strategy is to engineer an advantage that protects the business. You are actively building a moat. This Venn diagram illustrates Gibson-Biddle's DHM model. It asks how your product will delight customers in hard-to-copy, margin-enhancing ways. In modern software, that hard-to-copy element is rarely achieved through feature parity. It is built by engineering ecosystem network effects. Product-led growth, or PLG, represents a deliberate structural choice baked directly into the software's core loop. Look at this network graph mapping Figma. They turned a single-player tool into a multiplayer workspace, making collaboration the core loop. This choice engineered viral expansion. A designer invites a product manager who pulls in a developer. The loop naturally captures adjacent departments. This requires a shift in metrics. Instead of tracking simple signups, you track product-qualified leads, organizations showing deep cross-functional usage. Top operators do not market their way into the enterprise. They architect their product to serve as the primary engine for customer acquisition and account expansion. We see this same demand for structural advantage in the current platform shift toward artificial intelligence. Simply copying a competitor's AI features onto an existing interface is a weak strategy. Strong strategy requires compounding leverage. This flowchart illustrates the modern defensible moat, the AI data flywheel. It starts with data ingestion, feeding an AI model. The model powers an improved experience. That experience drives increased usage, generating more training data and spinning the flywheel faster. The strategic moat here is rarely the foundational language model itself. The moat is the proprietary data collection engine. Your product strategy must focus on owning the user's daily workflow. Capturing that workflow is the only way to feed the flywheel, turning everyday usage into an insurmountable data advantage. Once a strategy is defined, the question becomes how an empowered team actually executes it under conditions of market uncertainty. This represents Teresa Torres's opportunity solution tree, a dynamic replacement for rigid roadmaps. It starts at the top with a clear business outcome. The tree branches downward into customer realities, specific pain points. Finally, it branches into potential solutions, terminating in rapid experiments. This framework forces a team to map every feature idea back to a validated customer opportunity, and ultimately back to the strategic business goal. The opportunity solution tree eliminates the roadmap-driven trap. It commits teams to discovering solutions that work in the market. Goals validate the mission. Strategy is an active, dynamic framework that dictates daily decisions. It is not a static document to be filed away after a quarterly offsite. Your chosen strategy strictly dictates your metrics. Vanity metrics cannot align go-to-market, sales, and product teams. The numbers must reflect the plan. You have to track explicit strategic signals, like sharing velocity, cross-functional usage, and cohort retention, to prove your moat is holding. Escaping the feature factory redefines the product leader's mandate, moving from the management of individual features to the architecture of the strategic landscape. Your job is not to manage the backlog. Your role is to define the boundaries of the playground, articulate the agonizing trade-offs, and empower your teams to discover the solutions that build durable business value.